I'm going to be talking about the 4 ways that fasting and NOFAP are secret weapons for body game and building a jacked and aesthetic body. Now, the reason why I wanted to create this video is because I wanted to serve as a way of motivating you to get in the gym, practicing body game, which is simply leveraging your physique to attract women to you, to attract attention to you in the sense of being noticed more by people, gaining respect, acknowledgement, being admired as a man, and overall just being more confident in the body that you have when you build it up and you add some muscle mass to you. It's aesthetic, you're lean, you're strong, you feel good, you look good, and you do good as a byproduct, right? Or if you already are in the gym, then I want this video to serve as a reminder that you're putting in the work, you're crushing it, you're staying consistent, and I want to help you keep going so that you can achieve the results that you're seeking as you're building up your body. So with that being said, be sure that you stay throughout the entire video. That way you're gonna get all these benefits when it comes to practicing body game and building a jacked and aesthetic body, and understanding why fasting and NOFAP, more importantly, are secret weapons when it comes to building a jacked and aesthetic body. So let's go ahead and let's hop into the video, man. So number 1, you're gonna have more drive, ambition, and motivation, because here's the thing: lack the drive, the ambition, and the motivation to get in the gym and put in the work to get jacked and build an aesthetic body. If you just go outside and look around you, most men are out of shape. So there's really no arguing that. And aside from most men lacking clarity on how to achieve their fitness goals, because a lot of people don't really know like what they need to do. They don't know the type of workout routine, how many days a week they should work out. They don't know what type of diet they should eat, how many calories they need to eat per day to either lose weight or gain weight. They don't know a whole bunch about that, honestly, even though a lot of that information is out there. But a lot of people don't know anything as far as the roadmap to actually start building their desired physique. But aside from that, they also don't really know how to prioritize the gym. They don't know how to prioritize the gym if they have a busy schedule. But even when it comes to not knowing how to build a body or even prioritizing the gym, even with the busy schedule, most men are plagued by vices such as adult websites and overconsumption of food, right? Because our brains tend to latch onto the sources that give us the most dopamine. And when you receive dopamine from dirty websites or food and overconsumption of food, and especially when it comes to junk food as well, it's going to be 10 times harder to want to go to the gym, since you'll actually have to work for that dopamine hit of actually lifting heavy weights, making progress in the gym. Because going on Pornhub or watching dirty websites, you're going to get a lot of dopamine from doing that, but you're not really earning it. You're not putting any work to actually earn that dopamine, and it's not productive, and it's actually destructive in my opinion. Same thing when it comes to over consuming on a bunch of food, especially if it's junk food. You're getting a lot of dopamine hits from an overconsumption of food, but you're not really working hard to consume that much food, if that makes sense, right? So when you remove the cheap dopamine sources such as adult websites from your lifestyle, and you actually incorporate NOFAP into your life, plus you're fasting before the gym, you're gonna notice, bro, that your drive and motivation to practice body game and get jacked will absolutely skyrocket. There's no question about it, because you're no longer gonna feel lazy. You're no longer gonna feel lethargic. You're no longer gonna be physically and mentally weak or have brain fog before you hit your lift, right? And this is exactly why I suggest that most men work out early in the morning, because most men have 9-to-5 jobs if they've already graduated college, right? And they are in the workforce. I would suggest that you work out before you go into work. That way you can just get the session out the way. You can be in a fasted state. You're going to be a lot more alert. You're actually going to have a lot more energy. You're going to be a lot more fresh if you got a good nights of sleep before, which is going to allow you to have the best performance, in my opinion, in the gym. Or if you're younger and you're still in school, whether that's high school or college, then I would definitely suggest that you also hit the gym first thing in the morning if you can before your schoolwork. Because if you can at least be in a fasted state for a few hours even while you're lifting, again, you're going to feel a lot more alert and you're going to have a lot more energy, at least in my experience, right? Now, if you can't fast or fasting is new to you, then I would at least suggest that you have a light little snack, a light breakfast that is more protein based. I wouldn't suggest having any carbs, at least not in the morning, not right before you're about to work out. I would suggest that you eat carbs later on in the day, at least after you get done working out. But some protein based sources as far as like protein bars or a protein shake, that's fine. And having some fats in there as well is totally fine. But if you're not consuming carbs, at least in my experience, you're not going to have a whole bunch of brain fog. You're still going to have a good amount of energy, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to crush it in the gym. But overall, you're going to have a lot more drive, ambition, and motivation, especially when you remove dirty adult websites from your lifestyle and you incorporate NoFap, as well as incorporating intermittent fasting in your lifestyle. Bro, you're going to be running to the gym. You're going to be running to the gym. You're going to be killing it in the gym, especially with the gains that are going to be coming through as you're putting in work in the gym. You're not going to want to stop going to the gym. I'm telling you that. So that's the first way that intermittent fasting and NoFap are superpowers when it comes to body game and building a jacked and aesthetic physique, is that you're simply going to have more drive, ambition, and motivation to put in the work in the gym to build your desired body. So that's number one. Moving on to number two is sex transmutation. Sex transmutation is simply transferring your energy and desire to wanting to have sex and releasing your seed, your energy source, your life force, and you're putting that energy into an activity, a task, or the pursuit of a productive goal. When you hop on NoFap and you're no longer releasing your seed constantly through cheap dopamine sources such as, again, Pornhub or dirty adult websites, you're going to have a lot more sexual energy. Now, I will be honest with you, you will feel a bit irritated and you're going to have a lot more aggression to you, which is good for men. Having aggression is good for men if you channel that irritation that you're going to feel and that aggression that you're going to feel productively, right? That's the thing. You have to learn how to channel this productively in a way that's not going to harm you or anybody else, of course. And this is where lifting heavy weights and building your body in the gym will definitely help you relieve a lot of that stored sexual energy that you will have when you are on NoFap, and transmute that energy into your workouts instead. Because with the combination of intermittent fasting and NoFap, bro, you're going to feel like a lion on the hunt. Because when your stomach is empty and your balls are full, right? I'm just being honest. That's when you can build and conquer anything. Like literally, that's when you're going to have the energy. That's when you're going to have the mental clarity, the alertness, the drive, the ambition, the aggression to tackle any of your goals. For real. I'm just going to give you a quick story that I experienced this past Sunday. And that was when I woke up on Sunday morning, man. Like I had a whole bunch of energy that was stored, man. And I'm like, I was getting a little bit irritated. I was getting a little bit aggressive in the sense of just like wanting to really do something with it. You know what I mean? Because I've been on NoFap for over 4 years now. So what I ended up doing, man, was I got myself to the gym. I had a heavy leg workout. And then right after that leg workout, literally right after that leg workout, 20 minutes after, I went to my martial arts gym because we do jujitsu open mat on Sundays, which is just an hour and a half of sparring for jujitsu. And I sparred for about an hour, a little bit over an hour right after my leg workout. And that helped me relieve a lot of that aggression. It helped me relieve a lot of that irritation because I was putting that energy into productive activities that were depleting my energy in the sense of lifting heavy weights and then sparring, right? So I'm telling you, man, sex transmutation has been talked about by Napoleon Hill in his famous book, Think and Grow Rich. And you can really leverage sex transmutation to accomplish really anything that you want in life. And he says in his book that men in their 40s tend to achieve success the most around that age because they're not constantly engaging in sexual activities with women and, getting distracted by women and releasing their life force and their energy through the acts of intimacy with women and stuff like that, which makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, bro, when you use transmutation as a way to use all that pent up stored energy that you have when you're on NoFap and you put it into lifting heavy weights, that's going to be in another amazing way to get your ass in the gym. Yes, get your ass in the gym, right? Lift heavy weights and build that jacked and aesthetic body that I know you can build and achieve for yourself. So that's the second way that NoFap, and if you incorporate intermittent fasting as well, again, you're going to feel like a lion on the hunt. If you incorporate these two, intermittent fasting and NoFap, when it comes to building a jacked and aesthetic physique and practicing body game as a whole, these are superpowers, bro. These are definitely superpowers. So that's the second way. Moving on to the third way, and that is fat loss and aesthetics, right? So when it comes to melting body fat and building an aesthetic body, intermittent fasting is definitely going to be your best friend. Of course, if you are in a moderate calorie deficit, that's definitely going to help you burn the body fat and start to lower your weight and get a little bit leaner, right? And intermittent fasting is just going to make this process a lot easier when it comes to melting off the body fat, because your body's going to have to tap into the fat stores that do contain the calories when you're not putting calories into your body, right? It's going to have to go interior, and it's going to have to tap into your body fat stores that do contain the calories, so then it can leverage the body fat stores as energy for basic functions and just keeping your body alive. So as you melt off a good amount of body fat, your estrogen levels will decrease while your testosterone levels will increase, which is exactly what we want as men, right? So not only are you going to have more drive and ambition to put in more work in the gym and be consistent in the gym, right? And really excel at the gym and lifting heavy ass weights, but as your testosterone increases, in addition to the progressive overload that you should be in, as far as aiming to increase an extra rep and or more weight on the bar, right? Or on your weight belt by 2.5 pounds or 5 pounds each workout, right? Your strength is going to go up over time as well. And when you're lifting heavy weights and you're increasing the rep and or the weight to your lifts each week, plus you're in a state of fasting, at least while you're lifting, and you're losing body fat, like, bro, this is how you're going to carve out a strong, jacked, and aesthetic body. This is going to be body game at its core. And I just wanted to showcase my one-to-one client that I'm working with. I've been working with him for quite some time now. He's part of my 90-day one-to-one coaching program. He just continued his time with me, and we're actually going to be working for 6 months now, one-to-one. But before he started working with me, he was at 220 pounds, right? Now he's at 207. I believe, yeah, he just hit 207 just yesterday. So you can just see with him, I'll zoom in, I blurred out his face, but you can just see the night and day differences so far. And we still have some work that we're putting in, right? We're not going to stay at 207. I think he's going to aim to cut another like 7 pounds. But as you can see, like, the clear differences, he has more visible abs here than he does here. His waist, like, just look at his waist, like his waist compared right here to here, it's clearly slimmed down by a lot. He has a little bit of body fat right here. It's completely gone right here. His chest is more defined. We're working on building the upper chest more and building the lower chest more as a whole, right? Incorporating more heavy flat bench, cable crossovers. And then you can definitely see his shoulders are a lot bigger, a lot more round right here. You can see more definition right here and more definition right here, especially in the front delts compared to here. Like, they have a little bit of roundness, but they're more like slimmed down. Whereas like right here, you could definitely tell, especially right here, you could definitely tell that there's a lot more size and more roundness to it than right here. You know what I mean? So this is just the power of leaning down, burning body fat, but also lifting heavy weights and being in a state of progressive overload, because over time, that's how you're going to build that jacked and aesthetic physique. Now, that was number 3. Moving on to number 4. So fighting, martial arts, right? So when it comes to getting the most out of body game, when it comes to getting the most out of your body, In my opinion, you don't want to just have a jacked and aesthetic physique, but you also want to know how to use it. You want to know how to use it, bro. If you're jacked, if you're huge, or you just simply have a good amount of muscle mass to you, even if you're more on like the leaner and slim side like myself, a lot of men aren't going to want to test you. A lot of men aren't going to try to pick fights with you. But you don't want to just solely rely on the visual aspect of your physique as a preventative measure from dudes trying to test you. You want to actually learn how to fight, in my opinion. If you have no choice but to fight, you want to learn how to be able to take care of yourself if that situation ever arises. I hope it doesn't arise for you. It hasn't arisen for me at all. I hope it doesn't, right? Because no one really wants to fight in that regard, right? But you still want to learn how to fight in case you do. And when you're no longer releasing your seed, when you're no longer releasing your life force, you're going to have a lot more energy stored in your body, as I talked about earlier. And another way to transmute that energy is through fighting in a controlled manner, of course, through combat sports such as boxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, judo, sambo, MMA, etc. I personally do Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I love martial arts. I love learning how to strike and grapple. I believe if you at least learn how to strike and grapple, people aren't going to really be able to mess with you like that. As far as like regular untrained dudes who may try to test you or think that they can punk you for whatever reason, it's going to be a tough day in the office for them, right? Again, and I'm not advocating for fighting or anything like that at all, but I'm just saying it's the truth. And again, going back to that lion analogy, think of yourself as a lion on the hunt and your stomach is growling. You're going to have a whole bunch of aggression. You're going to have a whole bunch of energy, mental clarity and sharpness, alertness. You're going to have a lot more drive and ambition to go get what you want, to go get your prey. If you think about it, why do fighters not engage in any sexual activities leading up to their big fights? Because all that energy that is stored in them, they can leverage that as fuel. They can use that as a competitive advantage against their opponent to destroy their opponent, to destroy the competition and win, right? And this is how you can win against the feelings of lust, the feelings of wanting to go on Pornhub and watch these dirty websites and release your life force. That's how you can destroy those feelings. That's how you can destroy those desires, by transmuting that energy into learning how to fight as well. Because I'm telling you this, when you learn how to fight in a controlled environment through martial arts, not only can you use transmutation for your training, but you'll also learn how to channel your aggression as a man efficiently, because you're going to have aggression, right? And you're going to learn how to use that, whether you're striking, you're grappling, whatever the martial art or combat sport that you choose to take on. And the cool thing is, man, is number one, we don't want to hurt our training partners in the sense of like being unethical and just doing more than what's necessary. Like when you're training for a while, and let's say that you have a couple of training partners that you're really cool with, you guys know like your tempo and the level of intensity that you have when you guys spar, that's different. Like I have a couple of training partners that we go hard, bro, in the sense of just our intensity. Like we're going crazy as if it's like a competition. You know what I mean? But you only do that with a few people that you're really cool with. You're not going to try to throw crazy strikes and really try to hurt somebody with malice intent. You know what I'm saying? But I say that all to say that learning how to fight and sparring is a great insurance policy for you to not go overboard and actually train you to learn how to use this aggression and energy in a more controlled and efficient way. Because if you don't, you're going to have dudes who are more skilled than you put you in your place quickly, and they're going to put you on your ass. They're going to give you a couple good strikes to the face. They're going to take you down. They're going to submit you as far as putting you like in a rear naked choke or armbar, triangle, whatever. And it's going to be like, okay, it's going to be a good wake up call for you. Okay, I got to be cool. I can't be going crazy like that, which again, it's good because it's training you to be more efficient with your aggression as a man. And another cool thing about martial arts too, when it comes to body game and building a more aesthetic and strong body, is that you're going to be able to burn a lot more body fat and a lot more calories because of the intensity when it comes to training martial arts. So you're going to be a lot more aesthetic in that regard because you're leaning down, you're burning body fat, more of your muscle mass and your abs are being revealed. You're going to be a lot more proportionate in the process. You're going to gain muscle and strength through the intense training that you'll go through when you're practicing martial arts and taking on a combat sport. And more specifically, I found this to be the case when it comes to grappling, because there's just a lot of grabbing, there's a lot of pinning, there's takedowns, and especially if you're going up against men who are big themselves and they're strong and they have muscle mass to them, you're gonna have to use even more strength with those men, which helps with your strength progression as a man when you're practicing body game and building your physique. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you what, I say this all the time, but there's nothing like a jujitsu pump, bro. I'm telling you that. Jujitsu pumps over gym pumps every day. I don't care what anyone says. A jujitsu pump is always going to be better, look better, be more fulfilling, and just a lot more dope than a regular lifting pump. Sorry, not sorry. But again, what's dope about all of this is that martial arts, intermittent fasting, NOFAP, like, you're going to be able to not only build a jacked and aesthetic physique and really practice body game at the highest level, as far as not only having the aesthetics, but the functionality, the capability, the techniques, and the skills that go behind it. But you're going to be on some Batman shit, man. If you've watched my channel for a while, watched my videos for a while, or if you're new, welcome. I'm a big Batman nerd, bro. Like, this is Batman level shit. This is like Super Saiyan shit. This is Superman shit. This is Black Panther shit. Like, this is comic book shit. Right? This is damn near God mode, bro. Like, NOFAP plus intermittent fasting and lifting heavy ass weights and learning how to fight. And you got a couple disciplines too when you learn how to fight. Boy, no one can mess with you, man. No, you're like a 0.01% man out here, which I would love to help all you men that are watching this video and are a part of this channel to become. Right? So if you want extra help when it comes to getting in shape, when it comes to building a jacked and aesthetic body and maximizing your looks and just become the most attractive version of yourself, then I would highly suggest that you check out my Inbound Attraction Blueprint program. I'll have it linked down below in the description and the pinned comment. With that being said, I hope you got a lot of value from this video, and I will talk to you in the next one.